And here are a look at some of the key tee times this afternoon. Rory, Bryson and Phil get their second round underway at 12:50 p.m. Eastern, and that group gave us an abundance of highlights on Thursday as we saw lefty go low in his first event since turning 50. And after his round, Phil spoke about his playing partners.
I love what I do. I love my job. I love trying to play and compete, and I really enjoy playing with guys like Rory and Bryson, who are just tremendous talents, and try to compete with those guys. They just, Rory's got one of the most beautiful golf swings this game's ever seen, and Bryson has got a unique style of playing that is fascinating, and he plays at the highest level. And so I enjoy kind of watching, learning, but I also enjoy trying to play my game and compete regardless of age.
Phil obviously having an absolute ball out there yesterday, Paige, on Thursday. Is this the perfect group for Phil to kick off his 50s in style with?
Yes, I would say so. We know, and we've talked about this over the last decade, how much Phil Mickelson enjoys playing money games with some of the younger players when they first come out. It keeps him young, it keeps him interested and engaged with the game, and I think this is no different, especially when it's in a pairing. When you've got almost a long drive contest going between Rory and Bryson, you have Phil, who's all he's ever talked about in the last 52 weeks is hitting bombs. It keeps him engaged and excited to play. I think pairings are probably not talked about enough as it relates to how much it influences your play during the day.
How many threesomes does Phil Mickelson kind of get lost in? Not many, but watching Rory, because he's the number one player in the world, trying to get his game back in shape. Watching Bryson, for the time being, is as fascinating in golf as we've seen since Tiger Woods. And then there's 50-year-old Phil, who we've seen so much. Our expectations have dipped because he has not played well in a couple of years, and he has kind of gotten lost in this threesome. It's probably a great pairing for Phil, and it showed actually in his first round score of 64.
He's almost the perfect person to play this role as the 50-year-old crazy uncle who's excited to be around the kids. We know the golf swing is long. We know that his health has been an asset for most of his career. We know that he can potentially have a Vijay Singh type of 50s. Kenny Perry played well in his late 40s. Tom Watson contended, nearly won a major at 59. Greg Norman in his 50s. Sam Snead's won the PGA Tour at the age of 52. Phil Mickelson belongs in that conversation. Depending on where you put him in your top 10 all-time, top 20 all-time, Phil Mickelson has the resume, has the street cred to perform in his 50s, and to have those young studs alongside him just gives him fuel in the tank.
Let's face it, that trio of Rory, McIlroy, Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau, none of them lack any kind of personality. They're all so charismatic. They've all got their individual thing going on out there on the golf course. Robert, for you, who is the most fun to watch out of those three?
Oh, no. The most fun to watch? I mean, I've got 3 kids. Are you going to ask me my favorite of those 3 also? I've got one, but I'm not going to tell them which it is, of course. Bryson, this is such a new thing. I have to say Bryson right now. Overall, I am the biggest Rory fan in the world if you watch him in person. I'm just in awe of his golf game. But all 3, give me plenty of it, and I'm going to be a happy guy.
The fact that Phil Mickelson would come last in that group tells you so much about the intriguing qualities of both Rory and Bryson. I happen to agree with Robert on this. With Bryson making all of the changes that he's doing, and the fact that he's still exploring what this new physique can do, I would have to say Bryson's probably the most interesting. But Phil, throw a mic pack on him like we saw at the match. To me, that was incredible entertainment and television as well.
So great to see Phil Mickelson on the leaderboard, especially where he's had such great success.